British industry is responding rapidly to the challenge of globalisation and the opportunities created by new developments in science and technology. Knowledge-based business services have accounted for more than half of our job growth over the past 2 decades. I'm joined now by Sir Keith O'Nyans, Director General of Science and Innovation at the DTI. Sir Keith, what makes Britain such a hotbed of innovation?
Well, we're extremely fortunate in the UK. We've had an outstanding research and science base in this country for centuries and a long history of successful innovation and entrepreneurship. And within this, standards have played a very important part and a key driver of innovation. Whether we're talking about patents and the protection of new ideas and products, or the metrology that goes with demonstrating their benefits, or the regulation to introduce those products to customers, standards have played a very important part, and we believe will do so increasingly in the future. A recent study we carried out at the DTI suggested that standards made a contribution of about £2.5 billion to the UK economy.
You mentioned innovation and entrepreneurship. Is this restricted to new products and inventions, or can it play a part in broader business management?
Very often when people have talked about innovation in the past, they have thought rather about a new product, a new invention, or a new gizmo. But innovation is much broader than that. It's not only new products and new services, but it may involve new methods of marketing, new business processes. And most certainly it is present not only in manufacturing industries, but widely across the economy. Indeed, in those parts of the economy that have developed so spectacularly in recent years, such as banking and finance, such as some of the very high-value services, innovation in all of its forms have been a very powerful driver there.
You are clearly very positive about innovation in technology. That's all well and good, but as a predominantly service-based economy, will standards still remain as relevant as they have been in the past?
Yes, I believe they are. I mean, they are going to be very relevant in some of the new technologies that we have in the country, such as nanotechnology. Standards are going to be extremely important in areas like biosecurity. BSI are working with the DTI on standards in that area. But as we look at other developing sectors, i.e. banking, finance and the high-value service sectors, ISO 9000, a standard initially developed in the UK for defence purposes, now with global applications, has impacts all across those economies, and we're working actively with BSI on standards in these areas into the future. So we are really quite convinced that this is going to be a very important part of the development of all of these economies.
Keith, some comment that the UK is very good at inventing things, but sometimes some of these things can be exploited by people in other markets. Would an increasing focus on standards improve our performance overall?
You're quite right. I mean, all of us can think of quite a number of things that have been invented or discovered here, then finally exploited overseas, and we wish they'd been exploited here. But we continue to be extraordinarily inventive. For example, in the Cambridge area, there are something like 2,000 new small companies in the areas of biotechnology and information technology in particular. Would standards and standardization encourage the development of those inventions and new ideas here? I think they would. If we have a standard that is produced in this country, and particularly coupled with smart regulation, and regulation does drive very often these opportunities, then I think we will increase the potential for some of these new ideas and new products being developed and exploited here.
Sir Keith, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.